corrupted or something.
I think so too. That's the only thing I can think of. Not sure what else would cause such a thing.
It's so disappointing because the game is literally fucking perfect now. I could legit play this for hours and hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
Like, the graphics are nice, the gameplay is fun, the shooting is fun. Traveling at night is like a horror game.
Oh yeah, because you have the lighting, right?
I have, honestly, literally the light I have from my Pip-Boy, as well as a light mod, which does like a direct light in front of me.
You should really get like a mod that like adds things that spawn only at night.
I should, shouldn't I? I mean, I'm not going to find a mod like that.
Why not?
Because I've looked at all of the spawn mods. The game doesn't even launch now.
Hot damn, do I love this place.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Hey.
It's so weird. Like,
here.
90% of the mods I have were all I already had before. The only issue I had was that texture mod in the background, and I figured out what that is now.
What the fuck is that thing?
Some random dude at Gamora saw like Eddie, and asked, "What the fuck is that thing?" I assume he saw my fucking Eddie. Maybe he was talking about my dog. If it is the dog, it will make sense.
Alright, if this crashes, then it's a corrupt file in my actual Fallout. And that means I'll have to re-download the game and everything again.
That's annoying.
Yep. I mean, maybe I can try repair. Maybe that would work.
Maybe. I mean, it should. If it is just a corrupt file.
Wait, the game doesn't even fucking launch now. There's not a single mod installed and it just doesn't work.
Yeah, it is a corrupt file.
Let me try it through the actual New Vegas launcher. The official one. Yeah, it just doesn't work at all.
Wait.
How do you repair?
What do you mean?
There used to be wasn't there a repair function for Steam?
There still should be.
Where is it? Do you know?
Looks like someone is on a roll.
Business is good. Well, the family's got money, of course. Go.
Let me check. Library.
Oh wait, verify integrity. There we are.
Oh yeah, that's the one.
I was looking for the wrong thing.
Gomorrah is where the action is.
Time played in the last 2 weeks, 56 hours.
Only 56. Pathetic.
What have you got?
No.
Yeah, see, this is only going to validate the Steam files. So if it's a mod that's downloaded that's changed things and that doesn't work,
There's 100% something that changed things, I think. I mean, it depends on what you downloaded.
nothing different than before.
I mean, I think New California's changed a lot of things in there. Then again,
Yeah.
it should still run. I'm not sure it will run with the mods, but it should still run.
I had every single mod disabled and tried running the game.
Yeah.
4 files failed to validate. So does that mean it's working now? If I do validate again?
No, it says in like some are like not really valid for the original version. I think they need to be like replaced or something.
It said no, 4 files invalidated and will be reacquired. That's why I was like,
Oh,
has it done it? Because there was no like.
if it is required, then yeah, it should be fine.
Yeah, I'm doing validating Steam files right now. I really hope it works because right now the game is so much fun. Like I was just cruising, literally from Good Springs to Novak. Good Springs to the trading outpost, and I had the shit scared out of me twice.
Why?
Because I just think, yeah, it's so dark that, like, enemies. I've got my light on, so obviously they can see me from the dark, and they would have seen me anyway. And it's just like all you see is like a flash of light from a gun, or maybe a creature running towards you, or a ghoul. It's honestly scary.
That does sound fun.
It is. It's so much fun. And if this works, I'll share a screen with you quickly to show you what it's like. So yeah, see, I've done it again, and only 1 file this time was failed to validate. No, it's still not launching. One sec, I'm just going to send a bunch of print screens to our thing so I can just get the mods that I have active
Keep
again.
on spending money in here. You got to give us a chance to win something back. Here's something nice for you.
Sure. I can't carry all this shit. I can't carry all this shit. I can't carry all this shit.
What do you mean you can't carry all this shit?
The fuck are you looking at?
Hey, nigga, fuck you.
Yeah, still not working. This is actually a fucking joke. Maybe it's the save, that one specific save that's corrupt.
Possibly.
Let me try. Well, no, that can't be the case because I used a very old save and ran straight to it, and it still crashed. But I'll try an even older save.
You have an amazing perk to break the game.
I've always had a talent for breaking games. Or finding things that people shouldn't find. Like, side of the mountains that we can live on and build inside.
Like Kennedy.
Okay, that's that. No more games for you. Go rob the tops. You're done here. Have some drinks, talk to some dancers, but you are done at my tables.
Okay, fine.
Oh, so I've loaded up a...
Yo! Ha ha ha.
Welcome to Gamora. How can I help you?
That's an acid trip and a half.
In what
Caps.
gaps it is? Yep.
Do you know what? Now that I don't have the sprint mod enabled, this game feels so slow.
Hey there.
Oh, you don't have it enabled?
Get you a drink.
I've turned off everything to find out what the issue is. Yeah, it's still crashing, even on old saves. Time to delete all the mods. Shame.
Give me a shout if you...
Fuck, not at home. Must be cozy up there.
What?
Still disabling all of the mods.
I-10 in holotape format. And now, for the news.
Scouting parties in the far northern territory.
Man, I'm so sad. The mods were so, like, the game was running so fucking well.
Untouched by the Great War. Nestled
The
in
game was
mountains
actually
of
so much
Washington,
fun.
the town
Like,
has a
I actually
supply of
installed
fresh
everything
water
I wanted.
and is surrounded by green pines. And all indications are, it's paradise. Next up on NCR PR, we have a new track recovered from the ruins of downtown Santa Monica.
Remember, if you happen to find any old records or holotapes out there on your scavenging runs, feel free to bring them into the studio.
Come on, let's go sit and watch the light now. Came so far to see the night on through. All I need is diesel in my ride.
Thank you for tuning in to 8-Bit Hits. I am Fist, your super mutant host. I got a block of songs that are sure to make you shit yourself. Literally.
Thank you for visiting YouTube.
The Star Wars sound effects were so worth it.
If it can be bought, it can be found at Mick and Ralph's.
Sure.
I'm sworn to carry your burdens.
I thought it.
What?
I was gonna say something, thinking that you could see what I was saying. But what's my download speed at the moment? Ah, very nice.
What is it?
It's 9 megabytes per second. The game's gonna download in 15 minutes, and that's not enough time for me to deactivate the mod. Ah!
If it can be bought, it can be found at Mick and Ralph's.
Welcome to Mick and Ralph's. All of my guns are special. If anything catches your eye, thank.
I failed the no speed check.
The what?
You know when he asks you if you're with the casinos or not?
Oh, yeah.
I fucking
I
failed.
know, that's so funny, isn't it, that one?
Yeah,
You failed it.
yeah, I'm 1 point short.
Do you want the points, or do you remember?
No, I'm good. I'll just drink some beer, get my charisma up. I think that should be enough.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Like I always say, a polite.
If you are now just tuning in, this is 8-Bit Hits on Old World Radio. My name is Fist, and I am your super mutant DJ. Funny story how I got here, but I'll save that for the next break. Stay tuned, folks. It's a hell of a story.
time I met Harold. Interesting fellow. He was a talking tree when I met him.
Welcome back.
I suppose he wasn't always like that.
It's so depressing uninstalling these mods.
Yeah.
Surely there's a quicker way to just uninstall all of the mods other than going through them individually. I can't access Nexus Mod Manager now. How am I going to delete all the mods? Oh, there's a folder.
Did you ever wonder what would happen if you pitted a swarm of cazadores against a single death claw? Well, what do you think, fellow listeners? You want to know who would win? Do you? Me! That's right, I would win!
Hello, potential customer.
Where's my carry rate went now? Oh, juicy.
I'm sworn to carry your burdens.
Well, welcome back. I'm glad to see you're still there, listening to the most 8-bit music one can stand. I have been locked up down here for 3 years now, and I can tell you this. I am in no way tired of my 8-bit tunes. It brings me back to the old days, back when I was a normal human child, playing video games before the Great War. I remember seeing the flash and the mushroom clouds rising up. Everything after that is pretty much blank. Once upon a time, Mary had a little lamb, but I ate it! Hey boys and girls, Fist here, and I bet you were wondering why I've been locked up down here for 3 years. Remember when I told you that I can't remember anything after the bombs fell? Well, that is still true. Until many, many years after the Great
Hello
War.
there. It's
I
good to
woke
see
up
a
and
friendly
found
face.
myself in a
Almost took you for a
laboratory,
raider out
encased in a glass tube filled with a strange glowing
Don't
green
suppose you
liquid.
care to trade.
Oops,
I'm missing
time to
a few
get back to the
essentials and-
music. I'll finish my
excuse.
story next
Lot-
time.
I'll tell it to you straight. I've been following you for a good bit now. It started off innocently enough. I was traveling, as I often do, and happened to observe you picking up one of those blue star caps. You didn't show any reaction to it, so I figured you didn't know what you'd gotten your hands on. I had to make sure of your disposition. There's a lot of jumpy folks out there that'll shoot a man as soon as talk to him. Now that we're conversing, though, I can tell you what I know about those caps. There's an old way... Those caps... No problem. If you do end up trying to collect more... Huh? You want to talk?
The game's 3 minutes away from being finished already.
Oh, that's right. Here.
My game's 3 minutes away from being downloaded.
Nice.
Sorry, 2 minutes 30.
These radio stations are pretty nice.
The what, sorry?
These radio stations are pretty nice.
I downloaded the extended radio for the game.
Yeah, I did as well.
It's good.
Some don't work, though.
What do you mean?
Yeah, some just don't like play anything. I don't know why.
What? The radio stations, or?
Yeah.
Oh no, no. The one I was talking is like, you know, the extender for the Mojave one. Literally, it's just the Mojave radio station, except they've added more songs to it. Songs that feel like they should be in there. And if you haven't got it, I recommend it.
I don't know if I downloaded. I think I did. I definitely saw it. I don't know what I expected.
1 minute 20 seconds.
To know is to know that you know nothing. That is the meaning of true knowledge. I read that. A battle for the ages. You read that. Out of ammo. Care for an upgrade? Use
Oops.
Running low on ammo.
Running low on grenades.
Oh.
Did I actually not get here? No, they
God, what is that music?
I know, right? It's lovely.
I feel like it's Donkey Kong or something.
Yeah. Good times. Can I get up here somehow? If I move the barrel. Nope. Definitely can't get there now. I'm stuck.
You know, in the back when times, there used to be these great big animals called hippos. They had long trunks, and people hunted them for their ivory tusks.
Yeah. Fuck my life. I'm so close. Nope. Whee! Stuck. I'm sure I'm not doing that one.
Wonder if I can do Control A delete.
Oh my god.
You know, in the when times, people used to be able to carry only a few things at a time. Luckily for you, humanity has evolved past that.
Can you stop doing that? Ah, I did it.
What did you do?
I jumped on the roof.
Oh. Nice. It's a little bit behind.
Stand still. Stop running, you fucks. Why are you running? Where are they going?
Oh, hey folks, it's cleaning day down here in the Old World Radio basement. Did you know I was a janitor here before I started making hits? Bet you didn't, but if you did, nah, good for you!
Why would you? They actually ran away. Fuck's sake. Charlie.
Yeah.
Did they regenerate health?
No, why?
Okay, so they will be injured when I if I wait.
Should be, yeah.
Thank you again for tuning in to 8-Bit Hits over on Old World Radio. So going back to my story of how I ended up here, I woke up in a glass tube filled with glowing slime. I didn't know what happened or what to think, so I just observed my surroundings for a while. I noticed a few people that were wearing white lab coats injecting small animals with this green glowing goo that I was floating in. They walked out of the room, locked the door, and watched from a window to my left. Suddenly, the small animals started to shake and hemorrhage. Then they started growing and growing, bigger and bigger. Oops, time to get back to the music. Stay tuned to hear the rest of my incredible story later.
I'm bored of this.
What, New Vegas?
No, I'm trying to kill Death Claws.
Oh.
The Jack Benny program, presented by Lucky Strike. Friends, every Lucky you light gives you a smoother, milder, more enjoyable smoke. There's never a rough puff in a Lucky because LSMFT, Lucky Strike, means fine tobacco. Yes, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. It always gives you a more deeply enjoyable smoke, puff after puff, with never a rough puff. Now, fine tobacco like this costs more. To get fine tobacco that men who really know tobacco for their own personal smoking enjoyment. In fact, a recent survey reveals that more the next two leading brands combined. So, friends, for your real deep down smoke the smoke
Huh. Maybe it was just that save then. Like, all of the saves I had, for whatever reason, I think became corrupted, and the only way to get around it was to make a new save. That's how it appears.
I don't know. Why would you do that? Okay, well, you guys can just die. Not my problem anymore.
Never a rough puff in a Lucky because LSMFT, Lucky Strike, means fine tobacco. Yes, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Ripe, light, naturally mild leaf that always gives you a more deeply enjoyable smoke, puff after puff, with never a rough puff. Now, fine tobacco like this costs more, and Lucky pay more, millions of dollars more than official parity prices, to get fine tobacco that guarantees more real, deep-down smoking enjoyment for you. Remember, too, the men who really know tobacco...
Who puts a safe house in the middle of a fucking Deathclaw wasteland?
...for their own personal smoking enjoyment. In fact, a recent survey
reveals
more auctioneers, buyers, and warehousemen
And your Rangers.
Yeah, they both do it.
So, friends,
I mean, the brothers gonna steal. Like, okay, they kind of have no choice. They have to remain secret. Why the fuck would the NCR do that?
light up a
I don't know.
Lucky and enjoy a milder, smoother smoke with never a rough puff. You'll agree, in all the world, there's no finer cigarette than Lucky Strike. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
Hello again, this is Count Zero, and welcome to another episode of Know Your Mutant.
Wheaties presents Joel McRae in Tales of the Texas Rangers.
I mean, obstacle ahead. There's no obstacle ahead.
The Wheaties big parade of exciting half-hour presentations.
Fuck you.
Tales of the Texas Rangers starring Joel McRae as Ranger Pearson. Texas, more than 260,000 square miles, and 50 men who make up the most famous and oldest law enforcement body in North America.
Here we go.
From the files of the Texas Rangers,
Why would you do that?
stories based on facts. Only names, dates, and places are fictitious for obvious reasons. The events themselves are a matter of record. Tonight's case, the broken spur.
Saturday night, June 5th, 1948. Time, 10 p.m.
Bruh.
On a small ranch 10 miles south of Cranston, Irwin County, Texas, Milton Thomas was counting a large sum of money, preparatory to locking it up for the night. As he was counting, his dog Rags appeared to be nervous. Thomas tried to quiet him.
Rag, stop that. You're making me count wrong. 51. What in Sam Hill's the matter with you tonight? Now stop it. Quiet, Rag. Down. What do you want, Casey? Seems to me it's awfully nice to be knocking at people's
Get your dog back, or I'll get back to you with the same thing. Get away from that dog. Give me that money.
No, I won't.
You asked for it. Get up. Let go of my leg. Let go. All right, then.
Tales of the Texas Rangers will continue in just a moment.
If you've got a job to do tomorrow, partner, get your Wheaties. Sure, Breakfast of Champions is for you, just like it's for Ralph Kiner, pride of the Pittsburgh Pirates. You may not play ball for a living, but whatever your job is tomorrow, you can do it better on a better breakfast. And it's a better breakfast you're starting with Wheaties. There's a whole kernel of food in every single plate. Yes, whole wheat, good, whole wheat, pumped and ripe and bursting with vitamins and minerals and protein for your vitality, your energy, your working power. So tumble the Wheaties out of the package, pour on the milk, put on the fruit, pick up the spoon, and smile. You're eating good to be feeling good. Breakfast of Champions for people who are going places. Are you ready? Try 'em. See how Wheaties at 7 can help at 11.
At 10:30 the same night, Milton Thomas's house was discovered on fire. The Cranston Fire Department was called. Next morning, the local sheriff, making a routine investigation, discovered the burnt remains of a broken shower next to Thomas's body. Mrs. Body, Mrs. Body, Mrs. Body, Mrs. Body, Mrs. Body, Mrs. Body, Mrs. Bot, 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 Mrs. Body, Mrs. Body, Mrs. Body, Mrs. Body, Mrs. Bot, Mrs. Body, Mrs. Body, Mrs. Body, Mrs. Bot, 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 Mrs.
This was the front door.
What?
Burned off the hinges and fell out. Lock on the door. That's a key. Like you see on both sides. And the door is shut, you have to have a key to get out of the house as well as in. Oh, that, yeah. Milt was a funny old galoot. Had them put on both doors. The windows had trick locks, too. Why? Well, folks say he kept a lot of money in the house. Maybe just a story. This lock's still working. Let's look at the back door. Oh, here's what's left of Milt's old iron safe. Open like that when you found it? Yep. Empty, too. This lock's not forced or broken. Kind of hard to tell much about anything after the roof fell in. Yeah, it's a mess, all right. Same kind of lock here on the back door. It's working, too. Meaning whoever started the fire was locked in? Well, look here. Whoever it was, here's where he went out. See that window glass outside on the ground? Let's climb out and look. See? The heat didn't break it. It's not crazed. It was knocked out from inside.
And do you think the killer was trapped inside?
Could have been, after he set fire to the place. How about footprints, Sheriff?
Oh, there's thousands of them. Volunteer firemen tramping around all during the fire.
Wait, here's something.
Huh. Looks like a spur rowel.
That's exactly what it is. Broken off a spur, right below where the window was.
Maybe busted off by a man jumping out the window with his tail feathers on fire?
Maybe. How come?
Well, as a clue, the spur rowel is probably mighty important.
But what, Sheriff?
I was just thinking. There probably ain't over 10 million spurs in the state of Texas with rowels.
Oh, fuck. Guess what I died from, Trilly?
What'd you die from?
It's our mortal nemesis. Guess what it is?
I honestly have no idea.
Fall damage.
Oh. So I'm gonna go lay on my bed while it's like sorting its shit out, because now I the game.
Alright.
I'll see you in a bit.
Well, howdy, Ranger. I'm Sheriff Tax.
Howdy, my name's Jace Pearson.
Come on, I'll show you the house. Or what's left of it. All right, folks, step back, please.
Shouldn't have all these people walking around here, Sheriff. Ruin any footprints there might be.
I had my deputy here just a few minutes ago. All right, folks, step back away from the house, all of you. Now get back to the fence, please. All burned out except for the walls, but you may find something.
You said when you called you didn't think it was an accident.
I've been sheriff here for 18 years, and I'll stake my reputation it wasn't. It was arson to cover murder.
Based that on the autopsy?
Yep. Coroner couldn't find any traces of carbon granules in the bronchial passages or lungs, and only the normal amount of carbon monoxide in the lungs.
Indicating Milt Thomas wasn't breathing when the fire started.
Right. This was the front door. Burned off the hinges and fell out.
That's funny.
What?
A lock on this door. Special kind. It's a key on both sides. When the door is shut, you have to have a key to get out of the house as well as in.
Oh, that, yeah. The windows had pick locks, too.
Why?
Well, folks say he kept a lot of money in the house. Maybe just a story.
This lock's still working. Dory. This lock's still working. Let's look at the back door.
What the fuck is this?
Oh, here's what's left of Milt's old iron safe. Open like that when you found it? Yep. Empty, too. Lock's not forced or broken. Kind of hard to tell much about anything after the roof fell in. Yeah, it's a mess, all right. Same kind of lock here on the back door. It's working, too. Meaning whoever started the fire was locked in? Oh, look here. Whoever it was, here's where he went out. See that window glass outside on the ground? Climb out and look. See? The heat didn't break it. It's not crazed. It was knocked out from inside.
And do you think the killer was trapped inside?
Could have been, after he set fire to the place. How about footprints, Sheriff?
Oh, there's thousands of them. Volunteer firemen tramping around all during the fire.
Wait, here's something.
Huh. Looks like a spur rowel.
That's exactly what it is. Broken off a spur. Right below where the window was.
Maybe busted off by a man jumping out the window with his tail feathers on fire?
Maybe.
I don't envy you none, Pearson.
How come?
Well, as a clue, the spur rowel's probably mighty important.
But what, Sheriff?
I was just thinking. There probably ain't over 10 million spurs in the state of Texas with rowels just like the one you got there in your hand.
Well, your figure may be a little high, Sheriff, but I get your point.
Here, let me see. Hey, Jack. Yeah, what do you think you're doing, Jack?
What's the matter, Sheriff?
You know darn well what's the matter. I told you. In fact,
I was just looking around.
well, stop kicking around those ashes. And the rest of you. That's evidence you're tramping on.
We didn't mean no harm.
Now listen, all of you. It's the last time I'm going to tell you. How'd you like it if we thought one of you was the criminal, coming back to the scene of the crime and deliberately trying to destroy evidence? Oh. Okay, then. Get back or get off the property altogether.
Books say that's generally not true, Sheriff. The criminal in the scene of the crime. Happens only once in 1,000 times.
Oh, I know it. I just want to throw a scare into him.
I see. Oh, by the way, who was that fellow you were talking to?
Him? His name's Casey. Jack Casey.
The sheriff and I went over the yard first, but any footprints the murderer might have left were trampled out by the firemen in the onlooker. Finally, some distance from the house, I found the place I was looking for.
Sheriff, come over here.
Look, here's where he took off now.
Footprint. Dug out in an awful hurry, too.
The horse tethered to this tree. Seems to me any man who had legitimate business with the house would have tied up closer.
Yeah, that's logical.
Well, look here. The horse chewed on the tree. It might be a cribber. If we find our man, we'll likely find a horse that chews on his feet there.
See, these tracks head west towards Snake Creek.
You got a horse, Sheriff?
I can get one.
Good. I'll get mine out of the trailer. We're gonna follow those hoof prints. Hold it, Sheriff. Keep your horse off that bank.
Why? What's the matter?
Don't you hate it when people see you in power armor and immediately think, hey, that guy must be with the Brotherhood of Steel?
I thought for a minute you'd
No,
seen him
maybe it's just like power armor.
I'll take this kit and make some plaster molds of these prints. He dismounted here and led his horse across.
Yeah, probably afraid of slipping on those flat, mossy rocks.
Small. Size 7 or 8, I'd say. Odd track pattern, too. Not likely he was toting a heavy load. Probably a fat man.
Fat?
Yeah, look at his tracks. Deep, even in the dry places.
I make tracks as deep as those, way over 200, but I ain't exactly fat.
No, you're not fat, Sheriff. But what size boot do you wear?
11 and a half.
You ever see a man your height make a footprint this small?
Come to think of it, I don't suppose I ever did.
Oh, wait a minute. That man who was poking around the ashes back at the house. Casey was?
Yeah, Jack Casey. What about him?
Fat. Sheriff, was he driving a car or riding?
Casey was riding his old paint mare.
say. She's a cribber. Then I'm gonna need a warrant. As soon as I get this mold, I'm heading for town. Sheriff, either the books are wrong, or this Casey is 1 in 1,000.
Operator, this is Jack Casey again. What about that call I've been trying to get through for the last hour and a half? Yeah, Money, Texas, the Delta Sawmill Company. I know it's Sunday, but somebody's bound. Who's that?
Oh, Jack! What are you doing with that gun?
Operator. Hello, operator. Hey, you said you'd call me back every 20 minutes. It was over half hour last time. Well, keep trying.
Jack, who are you trying to call? And what are you doing with your shotgun?
Leave me alone, Martha.
Where you been since noon? You were supposed to meet me at the Tate's for dinner.
I know it, but... Who's that?
Who is it?
Texas Ranger.
Jack, what have you done? Put that gun away.
Get in the back room.
You ain't fixing to shoot him, are you?
If I have to...
Jack, don't do it. Please, Jack, don't be...
Hold it, Ranger. Stay where you are. You're not coming in here.
Jack, put it down.
Let's do that barrel. Give me that.
Yeah, I'm home.
Nothing to carry around. Take this. I want to look around a little. That's your bedroom?
Yeah.
Come on. Ain't there outside
I've
yours?
sworn to carry your burdens.
These your boots?
Mm-hmm.
How'd you break this spur?
Huh? Didn't know it was broken.
Take the boots along.
You want me to get it, Jack?
No.
Somebody gonna answer it?
Yeah, sure.
Hello?
What? Never mind, Casey.
You better come along with me, Casey.
Out, Ranger. Where are you taking Jack? Jack?
He thinks somebody killed Milt Thomas. Big Zach, he thinks I...
Oh.
The answers.
Sum up. Maybe just a story.
This lock's still working. Let's look at the back door.
The Avenger. The road to crime ends in a trap. That justice said. Crime does not pay.
Hello there again, boys and girls. I hope you are enjoying the French Connection, only on Old World Radio. I will now play a string of songs and get shit-faced once again. You know how Pierre loves to get shit-faced.
Countdown for a blast off. X minus 5, minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, X minus 1. Fire.
Hey.
From the far
Welcome to the
horizons of
188
unknown come transcribed tales of new dimensions in time and space. These are stories of the future. Adventures in which you'll live in a million could-be years, on 1,000 maybe worlds. The National Broadcasting Company presents X minus 1. If you wanted to take over our world with a minimum amount of resistance and trouble, how would you go about it? Tonight we'll tell you how, with a strange and chilling story by George Lefferts, The Parade.
You are Mr. Sid Ryan. The same. My name is Lou Charles. I am a Martian.
Ah, pleased to meet you, Mr. Lu. What was that again?
A Martian.
As in Orson Welles?
Precisely.
I'm a Rotarian myself. Sit down.
Thank you.
Now that we've had our little joke, Mr. Luchar, what can Publicity Associates do?
I am interested in obtaining publicity. It has been my observation that advertising and publicity are the very backbone of earthly civilization.
Spoken. La fa la 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 doobie doobie doo. Oh hey folks, it's cleaning day down here in the old world radio basement. Did you know I was a janitor here before I started 8-Bit Hits? I bet you didn't, but if you did, nah, good for you! La fa la 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 doobie doobie doo. Oh hey folks, it's cleaning day down here in the old world radio.
Now sit down. You know, Mary, sitting here in front of the fireplace, you look like the prettiest girl in the whole world. If I were a painter, I'd take the reflection of the fire, dancing in your hair, and paint the loveliest. There's somebody at the door.
Well, answer, Grandma Moses. You can take my hair later.
Yeah. Coming!
This is Mr. New.
I-10 in holotape format. And now, for the news.
An all-out war with the survivalists in San Bernardino is now underway. Reports are coming in telling of massive gunfights rolling across the stretch of I-15 from southern Nevada all the way to the sand dunes of the Dino Valley. New Reno gang bosses and Los Angeles Raider factions are all hailing the events in the Cajun Pass as victory for the separatists. The war is inspiring their leadership to rise up and strike at the NCR. Multiple corporate interests with ties to operations in Union City.
Howdy, little lady.
Support for the NCR military if their defense is not ensured within a week. What started as a mundane skirmish with the powerful survivalist faction has turned into a linchpin situation that threatens to destabilize the entire republic.
In the next half hour, we'll have the latest news from around California, from Shady Sands to the far north. Till then, you're listening to New California Public Radio.
I read that in a book once.
Howdy, little lady. Oh, this old thing? Why, thanks, friend. This here guitar is just about the only thing my daddy left me. Looking for a story, huh? So
Well, I try to make you notice. Will you listen for a fee? Well, I hear you driving loaded, baby. Come and figure me. Let's go out tonight and see the northern sky. We can see the stars so far away. Come and fly with me and we will fly so high. Wait up for the break of day. In the afternoon we'll find a hideaway. So hurry up so we can skip the queues. I hope that you don't mind if I say by the way. Baby, that's just what I do. 'Cause you got me scared. Listen to that melody. Baby, pull my hair. Baby, you're so good to me. Well, I try to make you notice. Will you listen for a fee? Well, I hear you driving loaded. Baby, come and figure me. If I go run around, will you be there when I am found? Let's go and roll around and take a trip right to the ground. Well, baby, can you see what you really mean to me? And I know what you want me to be. 'Cause you got me scared. Listen to that melody. Baby, pull my hair. Baby, you're so good to me. I don't make you notice. Will you listen for a fee? Well, I hear you drive loaded. Baby, come
Welcome to the Dino Bar.
'Cause you got me scared. Listen to that melody. Baby, pull my hair. Baby, you're so...
Welcome back. Can I get... We... Sure thing. Have a look.
Dovahkiin. Oh, crap.
What's going on, man? You... Me... I still don't know exactly. Just that a lot of people died who didn't want to be a part of the fight. I don't blame anybody. Doesn't surprise. Novak? It's home for me. But the only resource we got... Well... It...
Welcome. Come on in.
God damn it. Don't sneak up on me like that. What do you want? Yeah, I guess maybe I am. But not like you. Huh. Maybe it should have been you I was expecting all along. Why are you here? I think you... I don't have... No. No, you're not, are you? Maybe you shouldn't go. Not just yet. I need someone I can trust. You're a stranger. That's a start. I said it was a start. This town, nobody looks me straight in the eye anymore. I want you to find something out for me. I don't know if there's anything to find, but I need someone to try. My wife was taken from our home by Legion slavers one night while I was on watch. They knew when to come, and what route to take, and they only took Carla. Someone set it up. I don't know who. My wife's dead. I want the son of a bitch who sold her. Bring him out in front of the nest here while I'm on duty. I work nights. I'll give you my NCR beret to put on. It'll be our signal, so I know you're standing with him. And I'll take care of the rest. I need to do this myself. Good. I'll make it worth your while. And one more thing. We shouldn't speak again. Not until it's over. No one in town knows that I know what happened to my wife. Best they never know. Or the Legion will be after me next.
Okay.
Hey, you came back?
Bruh.
Okay.
Hey there. Well, welcome to you. Well, I think that's a fine idea. I'll give you a good flat rate, and you can stay as long as you like. At least until the busy season comes. Sound good? I'm glad you can stay with us. Your room will be the one upstairs, closest to the lobby side.
Hey, you need something?
Got a story to tell? Bye-bye.
Some of the older fiends would make great research cases. I think they've managed to preserve their organs with all the chemicals they've ingested.
I'm sworn to carry your burdens.
Hey there. Need anything?
Okay, here you go. Okay, here you go. Okay.
Ever tell you about the I'm sworn to carry your burdens.
I hope you're fine. What? I hope you're finding... I hope you're fine.
guess I shouldn't be surprised. You like getting some paperwork. Here. This is all I can get. I think the dealing's over here. I understand that. Don't see much point in anything except hunting legionaries. Maybe I'll wander. You don't. Yeah. Working on your own, you're a lot less effective. You've been there and paid for it. This isn't gonna end well. Fine. Let's get out of here.
Hey there. Hey there. Need anything?
Fine by me.
Sure.
I'm sworn to carry your burdens. I'm sworn to carry your burdens.
Okay, here you go. find some Nevada agave around here.
What can I do for you? Sometimes ignoring something is the best medicine. What can I do for you?
Treat the glowing parts first. Got it. You're the best, Ada.
Hey. No offense, but you look like... Huh. Well, in that case, I take it back. You look pretty good, given the circumstances. Well, just wherever the wind... If I... Aw, you really know how to make a girl feel like a... But, okay. Couldn't get enough of talking to me the... Good. Aw, you really know how to make a girl feel... But...
A face-to-face meeting with House, huh? NCR would kill to be in your shoes. If that's what you... What is it? All right. Guess I'll be around Novak for a while longer. What is it? All right. Guess I'll be around Novak for a while.
Man, I love my guns. It's amazing what passes for a firearm around here. You'd be better off throwing rocks.
Morning.
Welcome to the 188th.
What is it? All right. Guess I'll be around Novak.
Couldn't get enough of talking to me Now, you still okay? Well, thanks for taking... Let's...
Is it time?
What is it? Death claws? Bye-bye. I'm sworn to carry your burdens. Got a story to tell? You sure about it? It's not you, it's me. I get it. Come to Good Springs if you want to travel some more.
Is it time?
Right.
I was just about to message you. I wanted to go to the store.
Ah, okay. Do you have Modern Warfare installed?
What the fuck's Modern Warfare again?
The Call of Duty game that we got about 2 months ago.
Is it time?
I don't think so.
Do you want to install it? Because I
Why?
played it yesterday and it didn't feel so arsed to play.
Yeah, no, they had some balance changes from what I
They've
heard.
had balance changes, but they've done the most important thing. They've imported the Call of Duty maps from the original Call of Duty 4. You know, the ones that didn't suck.
Yeah, let me check how long it needs to download. Is it on
Yeah, I mean,
Steam or where?
it's Blizzard.
Oh,
Blizzard.net.
Lord.
I'm
Oh,
going to try
Lord.
and... I had to uninstall New Vegas again. For whatever reason, you know mod configuration menu?
Yeah?
Wouldn't install. It literally, every time I tried downloading, putting the file into the game, it just came up with an error message. And of course, if mod configuration menu doesn't work, then there's no point even trying to play the game. Man, I'm having such shit luck with this.
Guess I could go back to my roots of Shield and RPG.
I run around with a shield and an SMG.
Scrap.
Well, I had to, because I had to do one of the missions. You know the shipment map on Call of Duty World War II?
Yeah?
Yeah, that map's on there.
Okay.
Except it's slightly smaller. So a shield was, kind of necessary.
I
I like that song.
Yeah, I'm just gonna end the stream.